Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. 3 Hues Painting Studio. Come paint, sip, and party at 3 Hues. Visit our website today at 3hueshouston.com.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Docs on the Sphere TV, where we are here to empower, inform, and educate you on health topics that we have found important and inspiring. I am Dr. Chandra Batiste. You can find me on Instagram at hotdoc.com, Twitter, Facebook, and all other social media platforms, Chandra Batiste. And of course, I do own my own dental practice, Elite Dental Wellness, which is located in Houston at the corner of Fondren and Westheimer. So if you need some teeth, you want some teeth, or you just need to keep them clean, by all means, give us a call. You can go to my website, which is www.houston. Oh my goodness gracious Lord. Please forgive me. www.houstondentalwellness.com. We finally have, I was being sidetracked by my peripheral vision because the long lost Dr. Simone Ellis is back. She's not even in the building. She's just back via Skype. Please say hi and tell everybody where you are.
Hey guys, I stay catching flights, not feeling. So I am in Las Vegas for the weekend. I'm excited for 4th of July, but I have missed you, Chandra, tremendously. Thank you. Oh, she came out last night to my event. I really appreciate that. But yes, I am back, gone, but we'll be back in the studio in a couple of weeks. So guys, of course, find me on Instagram at Dr. Simone Ellis. You can check me out on Facebook at Simone Ellis. And of course, I also own my practice as well, Smile Design Studios, located in Missouri City, Texas. Website, www.sdshouston.com. We're just going to make sure, Chandra had pregnancy brain, so that's what that was, right?
It clearly is pregnancy brain. I was just texting my mom because we're flying out of town tomorrow. It's a holiday weekend. She asked me what time I was leaving. I said 1. Clearly in my head it's 1, and I just go to check in and it's 4. So
the time we're supposed to be at the airport.
Well, my husband would actually, he's that guy that would prefer to get on the plane, walk into the airport with his carry-on 45 minutes before the flight takes off.
That's me. That is me. I'm I literally, I know it's so bad. I'm not even joking. I know everybody at TSA. I know, hey y'all, they're you back again? I'm well, it's a week and a half. So I get through security like crazy, and I only have to get there 45 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm there.
And he really wants us to do that TSA pre-check, but because that flies, that goes with his mentality of we don't need to really be at the airport early, versus I'm because I don't like to fly. So I don't like the idea of also being rushed with the idea of potentially missing the flight that I don't want to really fly on. I know we have to do it, but I hate to fly. And so anyway, I have pregnancy brain, and it's real. I'm growing 2 brain. Well, I'm trying to maintain my own and grow one.
I can so appreciate that. And you really are doing a whole lot in that belly of yours. So, well, we want to definitely say happy 4th of July to all our viewers out there. We're super excited about the holiday weekend. We hope that you guys have a really great time. And I'm excited about this show today because, we get a chance to talk about how to beat the summer heat. But before we get into that, you guys know I'm not so worldly savvy. So Doc is going to have us talk about some colorism. Somebody apparently did something and I don't know who it is. So I'm like, let me Google and see what he looked like.
You know,
You know.
it doesn't even matter what he looks like because he's an idiot. He's an actual idiot. So Kodak Black, it just came out this morning. Is at Essence, and he's getting an interview, and of course they play a snippet of it, and it's about him preferring light-skinned women over women of his own complexion, which he is a chocolate-colored Negro.
I mean, his name is Kodak Black. So
right.
Like Black, right?
Right.
Oh my God.
So he says that women that are of a more chocolatey complexion are quote unquote more gutter. Which
what does that mean? Like good?
Yeah, potentially. I'm just.
Oh my God, that is like the worst statement that you could. I am so over it. Like, especially when we things as a people that go against us, our own people that go against us about our color of our skin. Like that is like ridiculous.
And
that is ridiculous.
He's not backing down. That's the thing that bothers everybody even more. It's like he's like, no, I stand behind it. Light skinned women are his preference, and he tries to compare it to like. He's talking to the interviewer, and he's like, if there's men out there who prefer skinny women over chunky women, or I don't know what he says. He may say chunky. Yeah, like he literally is saying all this like pure utter foolishness out of his mouth, and he's like, so why is it a problem if I prefer light skinned women over brown skinned women? Because I don't even like my own skin tone. He says that. I don't like my own skin color. And he's like, I like black women. I like black women. He says that. So he's not saying that he doesn't prefer any other woman over black women. However, it's like you real particular on skin tone. And Gary and I were saying that, when he was growing up, he had the same kind of stuff fed into him. He doesn't subscribe to it, but he, brown paper bag and all that other stuff that you hear, and I'm like, man, so it's not ending. This is not ending.
No, it's definitely not. And like my little sister, her husband said that their nephews were talking about and they're in high school and they're like real chocolatey, right? And I honestly think that dark skin is great skin. I think all skin is great skin. So like I'm literally not gonna judge the color of your skin because I think that's foolish. But girl, they literally said like at the graduation party, if it ain't snowing, we not going. Like that's a thing. And like it's
what does that mean? What does that mean?
If it ain't snowing, we not going. Which means that if it ain't snowing, we not going. I mean, that's literally what and so you're right. Like colorism isn't going anywhere. Like, but these children are like, they are like almost blue black. And for them to say that, I'm wondering like what has been fed into you as a
my nerves are so bad.
Make you say like when you say that out loud and have no problem with it. Like I think that people, if they want to date, all kinds of races, that's fine. But when you literally say something against your own color, like you are making a definitive statement. Like if it's not white, it's not
right.
That's kind of I feel like light skin comment is kind of like that too. It's like European or brighter skin is better than
I'm blown. Like I'm actually blown. And Dr. Nia is on Facebook Live. Hey boo. She just said that that's the problem right there. Yeah, she said, hey, that Kodak doesn't like himself. Like he actually doesn't like himself, right. which creates this kind of ignorant spin on you don't like your own skin color, so then why date a woman who is of your own complexion? And because if you don't like yourself, then you're not going to look at someone else and say, ooh, I like the way that looks. If you don't look at yourself and say, I love myself.
Right. And what was the other rapper in Houston? Actually, Houston rapper did that too. He's on Beyonce's Check Up On It. What's his name? Slim Thug. Slim Thug said that a couple years ago too. Like the reason why he was dating this mixed girl was because the darker skin or black girls got too much mouth. And
Oh,
I was like, and I don't know if he lost a lot of traction, but I remember that being a couple years ago, and I was just like, wow, like if we as a people can't even support our own, and the color of the skin is defining like the spirit or the vibe in that person, it's just I don't know. But you know what though, Kodak Black don't deserve to date nobody. Like that's how I feel. I'm like, you know what,
you're
like.
taking you have made him officially single, like
Yeah, like
forever.
if all girls would stand up and be like, you know what, like we're not even dealing with you, like I just googled his picture. He is monstrous. So like I don't even feel like why do you feel like you even get the audacity to say something like that if you look foolish? Like
You didn't like
I don't
that
know.
mid forehead tattoo? That mid forehead tattoo?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't for you.
I mean, like, what is this? And like, but it's fine when he's 30 and his music no longer exists and no one cares. He'll be saying that foolishness. I mean, that's so stupid. I'm so over it too. Like,
I
I really, as a chocolate woman, because my friends make fun of me, but I really do believe I'm brown.
how Sway how
I am like chocolatey in my
how
whole life. Because I believe I really
never
love like
you
I
are.
feel like dark skin also
She's not
just
chocolate. Where
I am like I really, really believe this, and I'm like the reason why I feel this way. Like right now, I just ain't got a tan, but when I'm really tan, like I'm chocolatey. And as a dark skinned woman myself, I believe that I'm so serious though. Like stop laughing. I, I we when the darker your skin is, I think like the imperfections like don't show up as much. Like like when I get a pimple, like it's kind of like when I'm browner, like you don't see it as much. I love it.
I
I used
can't.
to say I wanted blue black children too. Like I want and like to be like blue black so my kids, because oh my god, the skin is just beautiful. Like it's
Oh,
just
I agree with you. I
I
agree
love
with you. But
I love
clearly, there's
don't
some.
don't do not do not go here. I am chocolate in my heart. Y'all will not steal this from me. I,
Like
I
Dr. Nia says, like milk chocolate. Yeah, boo. You are like coffee with the cream. Okay, you you
I
are
believe it.
you are
I believe
Nestle
it.
Quick. Okay, Nesquik. You are not. You are not.
I believe it. That's my truth. You can believe whatever you want to. In my eyes, what I see is a
Well,
real
Kodak Black
black.
don't want you. Okay,
He don't
the end
want me,
result is
and I'm
Kodak
so
Black don't want you, and you don't want him.
I don't
So.
want what is that on his breath? I don't want that either. Like I don't want no parts of that. I'm sure his breath smells as ugly as he looks. So I don't want that. I just
Oh God. Go away, Kodak Black. Well, I would like to say that
probably.
this portion of the show is actually sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. He may need some financial help after this after this backlash from these sisters. Um, so did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% or more than 77 million of Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or email us at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask us how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services. Thank you,
Yeah,
Houston Housewives of
I hope he
Finance.
loses all his coins, and these ladies don't even need to help him.
No,
Okay.
no milk chocolate
Oh,
and above. So that includes you, Simone, can support him. And light skinned women, stick with us, boo. Stick with us. No support of Kodak Black.
I love my light skinned women.
so let's dive into the topic. I mean, summer just started.
Yes.
And I feel like it happened overnight in Houston. It went from like, oh, this is such a long, nice spring to, man, it's hot. Like it's hot.
And
It's
it's so bad because of humidity. Like,
yeah,
oh my God, it
yeah.
is so hot,
It's really,
right?
really hot.
And
It's really
Las
hot.
Vegas, out at Las Vegas is I think supposed to be like 109 today. So I'm like, wow, this is like really. Where when in Washington, what's the temperature normally like up there?
We're going to Spokane tomorrow, and the high is like 81.
Oh, that's perfect.
I'm so excited.
That's perfect.
And like the lows are like 60.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, this is gonna be. I need a nice sweater. I'm gonna bring a shawl. I'm gonna
walk up to the plane, fabulous, right?
Right,
Wow.
right,
Wow.
right. So I get a reprieve from this July heat. Thank you, Jesus. But you're in Vegas. My brother actually just landed in Iraq. And he shot us over a message, and it's 110 degrees there. So,
oh my God.
yeah, it's 110
Wow.
degrees. He's like, it's very, 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 very hot, and he's gonna be there for 6 months. So, y'all pray for my brother. Send out a shout out to my brother Aaron, Lieutenant Commander Aaron Batiste with the United States Navy. So, one time for my brother. And he needs to have all these tricks to stay cool. Now, the military gives them all kinds of amazing techniques, and they tend to not overheat. However, we're going to talk today about how to make sure that we're taking care of our skin, we're taking care of our bodies in this really tremendous heat that we get, especially down in Houston and in the South. It just gets crazy hot. And in Arizona, they're having wildfires. California, they're having wildfires. And so we're going to kind of help y'all and help us stay cool this summer.
Right. So with heat, we have to be conscious about, because when you have these heat waves that go on, not only is it really, of course, bad for the body, but, from a cost perspective, it's very expensive. So I remember reading an article, and we talked about in 2006, like California had to spend, cost close to $10 dealing with things that are in the heat. So we want to make sure that you guys are definitely hydrated, doing a lot of things that help, because this will minimize, of course, the emergency visits, save some money for your coins, but also make sure, like, a lot of people who have to go to the hospital may not be insured. And that, of course, impacts the economy too. So
sure. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about California having spent $5.4 billion in additional money that year, which was about 10 years ago. And it caused deaths. It caused all these excess hospitalizations that would not have happened. However, some of this are people who do not have AC units in their homes.
Right.
And that's a big deal. Don't have AC units in their homes. Don't have even without the AC, the other tools to just keep cool. Right. So then they end up in the hospital. And like you were saying, so many of them are uninsured. And if you guys don't know this, which I would hope that y'all do know, so many people who are uninsured try to avoid going to the hospital. They don't want to go. They say, don't go, don't take me. It's a big battle. They avoid it for as long as they can, and then it's an emergency room type thing. And so I could only imagine these people who may not have AC, window units, things like that to keep cool. They're also saying, don't take me to the hospital.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And so let's talk about, well, one, are we going to go into like the impact of the summer heat? I guess like we've talked about that, but like, how do we beat it? Right.
Yeah. Yeah. How do we beat it? What do we do? What do we do? I walk around with a huge bottle of, I just got this new canteen. I know you've seen these like tall, like they're like stainless steel on the inside, and the outside they're all decorative. So I just got one of those, and me and my kids call it Jesus water. Because
why?
would you like to know why we call it Jesus water? Yeah.
I'm so curious.
Like my son will be like, Mom, he doesn't even refer to it as like my water. He asks for Jesus water. Because I swear, I swear, I don't even like water for real.
Yeah.
But water that comes out of this canteen is the water that Jesus was baptized in. Because it's so cold. It's Jesus water. And every time I refill it, I'm like, more Jesus water. Baptismal water.
Canteen flavoring the water. I'm so lost now.
It's Jesus has encapsulated this canteen, and so I keep it on me. I mean, I'm also pregnant, so I require a little bit more water. But and I don't like it. So it does have to be cold. It has to be all these things for me. However, being hydrated is one of the biggest things that help you in these summer months.
Yeah, so I mean, I think you touched on one is keeping that water bottle handy. Is that people usually wait to drink water when they get thirsty, and in the summer months you definitely want to just kind of try to keep your body hydrated. So I don't have Jesus water, I have Kroger water, which is the local grocery store here in Houston. So I keep my Kroger water with me, but I don't know if it tastes as great as Jesus water.
It doesn't.
I need to share some of your Jesus water. Only Jesus water I knew about was getting blessed and like, the Catholic, like the holy water. But I get that. So
you don't drink that water.
Well, I mean, when you said Jesus water, I was like, oh my God, is she stealing the water from the church and putting it in our canteen? I was like, there are some things you should do to stay hydrated. That might not be one of them. But now that we are clear, I think that people shouldn't wait till they get thirsty. And especially like, pregnant women, I'm sure like yourself, you are caring for two. So you definitely want to keep yourself hydrated.
Yep.
I do the gallon thing. And on Pinterest, one of the things that I love the gallon, you can mark like every hour when you're supposed to drink it, kind of like a goal thing. So I keep the water there. And when you start drinking water, it's interesting. You almost start to crave it a little bit more. So I think that people at first, when you start drinking it, it's a little bit of a hassle, and then going to the bathroom is a lot, but then start. So I think that, I think keeping that canteen is cool, but if you don't have that, keeping some form of water or access to water a lot.
Yeah. And so we are going to log off of Facebook Live right now. I know. I know. It always makes me so sad. So thank you for all of our supporters on Facebook Live. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We ask that you guys please subscribe to the show. Like, watch us here, subscribe to the show. We're on all major platforms, so you can't say you can't find us, because we're on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher. We're everywhere. We have a lot of episodes already in there, so you can play catch up in your car, while you're at work, working, but listening to us too. And please review our show on iTunes with constructive feedback. Dr. Simone hadn't been in the building.
I don't even know what's
so constructive feedback on that. By all means,
like she needs to be in Houston, right?
Yeah,
I
Get on her followers, please. But if you could review our show, we also like to hear any ideas that you may have for any topics or anything that you would like to give us ideas on, because we do the show for you guys, so we really want to hear what you have to say. Share this Facebook Live post and the entire show with your friends and family. We love talking about it. We love hearing ourselves talk, but we know that there are people out there that need this information. So share it, and your friends and families, especially the ones that need to hear it. By all means, share. And of course, reach into your pockets. Please donate to the cause, to our mission of bringing enriched and inspiring content each and every week. So if you could just go to www.thesphere.tv/donate and send over some coin. It would be fantastic. So thank you so much for your support on Facebook Live. We're going to log off and continue this conversation on this heat and tips on hydration and how to beat it and our skin.
Awesome. See you guys later. So yeah, one of the other things they talked about too is making water fun. So I do something called sassy water, which is really cute. I get this like canteen, like this container, mint, like sage, lemons. I mean, and it just makes the water infused with like different flavors, and so it's called sassy water. So maybe that is Jesus water, but like with a little sass. I really want to taste this water. I really feel like, what's the canteen?
I will gladly share my water with you.
Thank you. One of you guys, sidebar, one of the funniest things, if you're following Chandra, is we were talking about this last night when Logan was so disappointed that he found out that he was having a baby sister. So I don't ever want to disappoint Logan in life. I feel like it will really destroy him. So if he doesn't allow me to Jesus water, I'm okay. Like, I don't want him to ever be mad at me.
Trust me, he's so cute. He gets everything he wants, and he does get to be my only son forever. So I think that will be he'll be thankful for that in the future.
Okay.
The one shout out I want to give is to all of our Essence Fest people that are on their way down there. Hydrate to dehydrate, please, please, please. Hydrate to dehydrate. You don't want to go to jail in New Orleans. You really don't. So let's just
Have you been
drink
there before?
water.
Have you been in jail before?
Me, I've never been in jail, but I know some people that are very close to me that have. And I've been in a few situations that it was by the grace of God and the fleet of my feet that I was not caught.
It's all that Jesus water. I feel like
blessed.
it blesses your life.
Hashtag blessed.
No, yeah, I completely agree. Essence is so, so fun. And I think also Essence. Did you realize that? Like when I was in New York, I was like, "Oh, I go to Essence Festival." They're like, "What is that?" I was amazed that that's a big South thing, but it's not everywhere. So for our listeners that are different places, I think that we should keep trying to support as many things as we can in our community. And yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and the actual Center of Disease, so the CDC, recommends 2 to 4 cups of water per hour. So if you're drinking and out on Bourbon Street and hanging out, and they're talking about like while working or exercising outside. So a lot of Essence Fest is between inside and outside and walking. And anytime you're doing this, you're supposed to be drinking 2 to 4 cups of water per hour. And everybody knows that if you're also consuming alcohol, that is dehydrating you. So you need to, you do need to, like, in addition to drinking alcohol, have water with you just to prevent the dehydration. And it's 4th of July weekend. A lot of us are going to be partying and drinking and doing all that. Dr. Simone is in Vegas doing her thing. And so I do hope that she's hydrating. I will, of course, only be hydrating because there's a baby in my belly. However, last 4th of July, maybe a little blurry. I don't remember what I did. So so there's no judgment. I'm just saying, please just drink your water. Fight dehydration, fight dehydration. So this portion of the show is actually sponsored by The Sphere. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ads, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. So one of the other things that we can do to kind of combat this heat is changing our diet this summer. So you have to adjust your eating. I mean, I'm trying to adjust my eating because I gained 8 pounds in 16 weeks, and I'm feeling a little stressed out about that number.
Oh my God. Guys, if you see her, she looks like she's just bloated. I mean, seriously, you don't even look like you're pregnant. So calm down.
Okay.
Like, calm all the way down. It's like nowhere. And how far are you? Like 4 months?
I'm 18 weeks. I'm 18 weeks. I need to reel it in.
At my office yesterday. No, literally at my office yesterday, everybody was like, "She's pregnant." And I'm like, "Yeah." So this little pounds that you talking about.
First off, I'm a tad bit more mature than my first 2 children. So these pounds ain't just gonna float off. Now, I'm already ready to go under the knife. However, I want to be as healthy as possible before I go under the knife. Once again, no judgment here. I'm ready to get nipped, snipped, tucked, lifted, pull everything back. However, I did have to change my diet a little bit because I also battle with hypertension. And so there's some things that we can eat that just are a little bit more full of water.
They call it the so we talked about that, the HAD diet. It's called Heat Advisory Don't Die Diet. I love that. I was like, that's such a and straightforward way as far as what do you need to eat. And so a lot of people don't realize that fruits contain a lot of water too. So there are definitely fruits and vegetables that have some of that as well, like strawberries and watermelons and cucumbers. So eating vegetables and changing it is good. And then also that heavy food, like this is not the time right now for you to be eating a lot of heavy food because it causes your body a lot of energy to break it down, which generates a lot of heat too.
And I mean, right now, the great thing is I do crave a lot of fruit. So I kind of compensate for me being, dehydrated with fruit. So fruit is easy. It's something you can kind of throw in a bag and take with you. And so it's just a little trick to kind of, you can have that in a Tupperware container, cut up watermelon, grapes, all of these wonderful things that you can eat that have the water in it that's natural. And you don't necessarily have to always be worried about drinking your gallon of water a day if you are also adding in the fruits and cucumbers and veggies and things like that that have a lot of fruit content in it.
Do you have any like special like meals that you like to do that are kind of for summer like that is like probably a dehydration, I mean a reinvigorating light recipe or things like that that people
Um, Not necessarily. I mean, tend to steer clear from all the heavier foods in the summer, like the gumbos and things like that that I like to eat, the etouffees, all the heavier kind of items. I tend to stay away from those. I like a lot of lighter pasta dishes in the summer. I tend to feel like that just can be lighter, less on the tummy for the kids, especially. Avery swims, so she needs stuff that's a little bit lighter anyway, like full of protein and like carb. And so the idea for me is always having like sometimes the best time to buy fruit anyway. Everything's kind of in season, and so my house tends to stay full of fruit. The pineapples, and I like to buy the actual real pineapple. And cut it up and all that. So I tend to have a lot of that in the house at all times. So there's fruit, tons of fruit. My daughter makes fruit salad bowls herself. And we're trying to get Logan away from all the processed stuff because that's all he was eating at one point. So I think that with the combination of the fruit and like the lighter dishes at home, we do a lot of chicken and fish during the summer because
yeah
it's just easier for you. Yeah.
yeah
Yeah.
like fish is a good one, like I like a lot of crab salads or
Mm-hmm.
I like lighter things that kind of make sure that you're still fed, but you're not super heavy. But then my problem is that summertime, I love barbecue. Being from Kansas, like that's something that we do, like, and seriously do. So it's definitely
Wait,
a
more
battle for
serious than Texas?
Texas. Wait a minute, like that's a whole nother show. Like y'all do
I'm
not know
like,
how to
like
do
she
like the
says, like we're
barbecue.
serious about it. Like they
No,
have a
like Kansas.
Trump on barbecue.
Okay, so we about to go there. You ready? Because I'm like KC Masterpiece. We got chips. We are known Texas. When I moved to Texas, I have yet to find a barbecue place that stands up to Kansas City. Like I'm not even joking. Like Killeen's in Pearland is probably the best, but I am a true barbecue connoisseur, and I've yet to find some place that matches my hometown. I promise. Now, what y'all do, I've never heard of brisket before I moved here. So I was like, that's a whole nother thing. But in Kansas, we're serious about like the barbecue and the sauce. And I'm serious about it as serious as I am chocolate. And it is a
And her
thing for
being milk chocolate. I mean,
as
I'm sorry,
serious
not chocolate.
as
Milk chocolate.
chocolate
Chocolate
is.
chocolate. Well,
But
well,
yeah,
I can't talk too much because I've never been to Kansas.
you're not missing anything there.
Clearly. But
That
maybe
I
besides
have
their
a wedding.
barbecue, because then I can actually say, meh,
It's
but
really good. It's really good. Like we get known for shows. I mean, it's a really. I'm not even joking. It's like
we'll
serious.
see.
So
The jury is still out on that. I
you're
will
not.
say that personally, I don't really feel like there's good barbecue spots in Houston. Don't get me wrong, but like I have better barbecue at like people's houses, like people
Yeah,
barbecuing.
yeah.
So I think but see, barbecue's not a bad. That's not a bad meal to have in the summertime. I mean, it's on the grill. It's not too heavy.
Well, I just think again, like it goes back to our thing about we got to make you're eating the barbecue with the potato salad and all the black beef. I mean, like,
Now
and
you
then
talking
eventually,
about sides. Now you ain't talking about just the
like,
barbecue.
it all goes together and it kind of all like weighs you down. So I loved hearing what you were saying though. Another one that I like is like a corn salad, corn like mixed with some jalapenos and also cucumber. That kind of is a light and fresh.
Sure.
I think we're just trying to say everybody just kind of pick things that do not weigh you down because your body does have to metabolize that, and of course that does generate some heat though. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And another tip is to wear brighter colors. So, like today, I'm wearing bright pink, and I got this green curtain behind me, which is stressing me out. And in like the widescreen, you can
oh my
see
God, welcome
this.
to our side. I
What?
love you. welcome to the side of ridiculous.
Yeah, like
You know,
this color combination stresses me. However, this is a good color to wear in the summer. It's bright. Because really my favorite color to wear is black. It just keeps me skinny. It keeps me feeling, true to my roots. I feel I feel not only skinny, but I also feel true to myself.
for that
Because
black.
clearly we have a chocolate girl on the screen, so I love black, but the black becomes your worst enemy in the summer because it just absorbs everything versus reflecting like these bright colors do. And it makes you much hotter. So why do we wear white besides Diddy and everybody having these white parties? It's because it keeps you cool. it, it,
Right.
it keeps
And
you
also
cool.
the material of what you choose to wear, right? So like when you're not trying to wear some corduroy in the summer,
First off,
like
wait, let's go back to
I'm
to,
just saying, like,
to
do people still
corduroy.
wear corduroy? I mean, wool or what is it's
Yeah,
not
let's stick with wool. Let's.
wool. Your kids don't have like corduroy pants and things
My
like that.
children do. My toddler, my 4-year-old, he may even graduate up out of that corduroy because there's an age limit for
I,
that.
I don't know if corduroy is them, so I'm so soulful in my life. But I am. I'm gonna walk in my truth and own it. But corduroy or wool, like you want to wear those ones.
If anybody is wearing wool in
I
the summertime, they won't even have a story to tell. If you're wearing wool in Houston, Texas, you will not make it. Like you will
you
actually succumb
will
to
die. You'll die.
you will succumb to the elements. Do not wear wool in summer, okay? Wear nothing. Wear light colors and tank tops and wear nothing because that's the only thing that's going to save you, and hydrate and eat fruit. Those are the things that will save you
Right.
in the summer. Yes, definitely. And then
So nighttime naked, right? Like nighttime is acceptable to me. Like
nighttime naked is always wintertime, summertime. I'm hot natured. So I need to feel.
I'm a cold natured person, so I have to wear something at night. Like I have another story about that. Like my grandmother used to terrify me about not wearing clothes at night. She would say that things would like bite me or I have to have something on. Like it is crazy, but I try to keep it real minimal. But I have to actually have something physically on. I can't get behind the nighttime naked. But
No, I'm team nighttime naked. So
that's
so
from the three.
absolutely.
So I'm like, you're getting it in. Like I love it.
Yeah, pregnant and all, don't care. So let me just say that my friends talk about me because I'm the chick that always knows the weather. Like we go out of town and I'm like, yo, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. I'm looking at my radar on the app. I'm that chick. So I am the one who gets the alert on my watch, the alert on my phone, the alert everywhere about like heat advisory, rain, it's gonna snow. Like I am that girl. I've always said that I should have been a meteorologist because they never really have to be right versus like a dentist. No, for real. Like I'm bitter about it. Like I could have been in front of a green screen pointing and be like, it's gonna snow in July and keep
Were
my
you guys
job.
supposed to have a like hurricane last week?
That's what
And
I'm
then
saying. Like we had a whole tropical storm rolling through, and I was like, I'm not getting no water. I'm not doing none of that because they're always wrong. So
yeah,
but I do tend to watch the Weather Channel often because I like to kind of know, even though Houston tends to be kind of 2 seasons. I just like to know what's going on, especially when I travel. I like to know what's going on, and so pay attention to the Weather Channel, even
do
if
you
they're.
know meteorologists they'll get actually more death threats than? So I don't know if that would have been the job for you. They actually get a lot of death threats
Do
because
they
people
really?
are no seriously like they're either pissed off that like their wedding day is going to be destroyed by the weather or that they're wrong. And so I don't know if that would have been the job choice for me. And I'm completely opposite. I walk out the house and I'm like, dang, it's hot. Or I walk out, dang, it's no idea. I don't watch the news. So you are like my news source. You do realize that. Like you keep me informed on everything. And the
Everything.
weather, I'm just like, oh, is it raining? And then when you're in your office, I have no idea a lot of the times what is happening outside. Houston, a storm can roll through and roll right back out. And I'm like, it rained today? I
Yeah.
didn't even know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It can do that. Definitely. So pay attention to the weather. because it's one of those things that can, keep you cool, keep you hot, make sure your kids are prepared for the weather. And that's another reason why. I mean, I tend to like to make sure that my kids are prepared on the days that they're in school, because, do I need to send them with like everything, galoshes, a windbreaker, and some shorts? Like, how much do I need to prepare them for the day? So I try to keep them prepared. Now, this portion of the show is actually sponsored by Three Hues. You can come paint, sip, and party at Three Hues. Join a party or book your own private event for kids or adults. Let Three Hues help you create your masterpiece on canvas step by step. A painting party is perfect for any occasion. A church function, wedding showers, team building, Girl Scouts earning their badge, date night, birthdays, or anytime you just want to have fun. Ask them about their summer camp programs, kids club, special events, and wine glass painting events. Did we mention that Three Hues is mobile too? Yes, you can go to the studio or they can come to you. Visit their website today, 3hueshouston.com. All right.
So I guess after paying attention to the weather, if you have a good friend like Chandra and you get a chance to know what's going on, another thing that we really want to talk about is knowing the signs of being too hot. So we have a couple of different things that we know that can happen if you're just too hot. We can get the heat cramps, which is just a lot of pain in your muscle joints, heat spasms, and then also heat stroke. And when you get to that point, a lot of times the damage is irreversible. So we want to make sure that during these periods of time when you start to notice you're out and about and you're starting to feel pain, you're either you go inside, get yourself cooled off. I definitely think people shouldn't be in longer than 10 to 15 minutes if it's like above 100 degrees, because sometimes our body temperature just gets too hot and we're not able to cool it down quickly. Another thing is, of course, when you're staying hydrated, you can just kind of turn down that internal clock. What are some other suggestions about, how to kind of cool off? Ice cream is my favorite. So like that.
Well, I will. So I have a few like actual incidences where I've been with people that have actually suffered a heat stroke. And so one was I played soccer for 11 years, and so we had a tournament, and these tournaments are hot and they're long. And one girl, she is running down the field. I mean, I remember it like the back of my hand. She run down field and her whole body collapses. It was like she hit a brick wall, like boom,
wow.
Collapsed. And it was, like everybody runs. Well, not everybody, but people run out to check on her, and she has to get hauled off into the stretcher, into an ambulance to get fluids because she had actually suffered a heat stroke. Luckily, she was actually fine, whatever. She recovered fine after fluids, but I mean, she was young, and she had actually been complaining of leg cramps, and her legs had started cramping. But we kind of do that when you're working out, like you're in the heat, and you're like, okay, well, I just need a little bit of water, but this is a tournament, like we out here to win, so she had a competitive spirit, and so she didn't stop. Another person who shall remain nameless because they're very close to me, it's not my husband, but it's still somebody very close, had gone out the night before a football game, and it was a big, huge football game, and this person had drank with another one of my family members until like 3:00 in the morning. And so this person shows up dehydrated to the game, and it's in the sun. It's a midday game. And by the time we leave, it like there had been like this person had an accident on themselves, because when you are actually having a heat stroke, you can actually start expelling fluids. So you vomit, you can pee on yourself, like all these things. And so we're like, oh my God, what? Because we hadn't tied in the fact that they had been up all night drinking.
Right.
And so we hadn't tied in that to the heat, to the fact that we were standing up the whole time, to the fact that they weren't drinking enough water, and really the combination of being out like that. So that's why, like, people, we have to understand our bodies and listen to them, because this person wasn't feeling well, but they never said anything. And so we weren't able to kind of say, okay, drink more water. Let's go to the shade. Let's watch the game in the shade. Let's sit down. And so of course that ended up ruining this person's weekend. They stayed through the game, which, I mean, I appreciated. The team that we were rooting for lost. However, I have I have faith that if this person would have left, it would have been even a more horrible of a disaster, because we almost came back and won. But the thing is that you have to listen to your bodies. Your body is telling you stuff. Your sweat, like,
So wait a minute. Time out. Time out. He stayed peed and all. Like,
yeah, no. This
wow.
so at the time of the actual going into the heat stroke is when, like, there was urination, full urination, throwing up, all of this, and it's like, wait, and I can't remember if they were sweating profusely or had they stopped sweating. I can't remember which one it was, but there's a sign of either stopping the sweating or like just like drenching, which I think it was like just dripping, like abnormally sweating in the shade, abnormally sweating. Yeah, so I mean, of course they went home and recovered and they were fine the next day, but I mean, they were really tired the next day. But yeah, I mean, yeah, so lack of sweating is oh gosh.
I think that you were talking about athletes, and I wanted to chime in a little bit about that too, because there are a lot of things out there now for athletes when they're playing sports, like football players. I was watching this thing on Shark Tank where this man actually created in their shoulder pads a straw, basically, where the water stays in their shoulder pads, so they don't have to keep running off the field. Because like you said, in competition mode, especially in the summer when these events and you're training, you don't always want to keep coming off the field to you drink water.
Sure.
So, we want to also encourage parents that if their children are playing some of these sports that cause them to be dehydrated or out there really expelling a lot of fluids, that there's some solutions from a sports team or athletic department that can help replenish some of those fluids that are lost. And for maybe some of the symptoms probably were like similar to you not even noticing that, if you're drunk or you're kind of having a hangover, that you're not feeling well, you're not even paying attention to the cramp because you think it's a symptom of, being hungover.
Being hungover.
So, yeah, so people definitely, I always say if you're going to drink one shot, like drink some water right afterward.
Definitely. So, and then the other piece that I just want to throw in there is that it is summer. You should put on sunscreen every day. However, in the summer, we tend to be outside a little bit more. The sunscreen that we should all wear does not matter, skin tone, complexion, as Dr. Simone is nice and chocolate.
Right.
She still needs to.
This chocolateness, right?
You still need to wear SPF protection.
Did you know though, like, I think that a lot of African Americans don't realize that we have to wear that too, SPF. Yes. I actually did not know that. I did not even know that my chocolate gets sunburned. I'm not even joking. Like, out on vacation and actually getting burned and had no idea, because I had been taught as a kid that, well, we don't need that because our skin doesn't burn like Caucasian or lighter complected skin. And so as my chocolate itself, I really didn't think like I was going to burn. And you're completely right. And also too, the higher the SPF helps to protect it. I also thought that because I want to always be more chocolatey, and that's a real thing. Like, I try to get the lowest SPF because I felt like would restrict my sun rays, but that has nothing to do with getting your tan. Like, actually, the lower SPF, you laugh, but I'm so serious. I would get like SPF 10, and it was not until like SPF 0, if it was possible, because I didn't want it to impact my chocolateness. And I realized that I'm talking to some of my healthcare provider friends. They said that's the amount of actual time that you have to keep replenishing it. Did you know that?
Like, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So like SPF 15 or SPF 30 means you really want to be putting it on your skin every 30 minutes so that you're completely blocked. So the higher it is, the longer that it's actually lasting and blocking the UV rays. So something interesting for
and my husband, being part of the light skin revolution, has always been a very, very big advocate for sun protection, sunscreen protection. So is my mom. My brother tends to not wear it, which stresses us out because he's a Iron Man, so he's always out in the sun doing things that destroy his sun. But he's like, well, I don't get burned anymore. And I'm like, yeah, can you still put on some SPF? So, you know, we can wear it in our tinted moisturizer. Like my tinted moisturizer has 35 SPF, and I wear it almost every day. Some lotions have it already in it. So just put it on, get used to wearing it. And then if you know you're going to be in the sun, go ahead and get something, especially protect your children's skin. It's so delicate. Protect it early. The thing about being sunburned is that you don't have to always get that 2nd or 3rd degree sunburn to have skin damage. So you don't have to get the boils and the blisters or the pain for your skin to actually damage. So put on some sunscreen. It doesn't hurt anybody to wear it. It only protects you when you're out in the sun. And so even if you're in a tinted car, you still should wear it because the sun rays are still coming through your windshield. I mean, your windows. So I think that one of the biggest things about our skin that we tend to feel like, you know, black don't crack and, you know, brown stays, you know, it just stays healthy. It really does. However, we still have to protect it. And one of the greatest things right now I feel like has been happening, which is called this no makeup movement, #fresh face. I tried to do it today. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to do it, and not really on purpose. It was because I was ripping and running and I didn't have time to do this. And so oh
my God,
I did because I'm laughing at myself because I got here and I knew we were going to be talking about the sun and the summer and our faces and all that. I was like, you know what? I'm about to get on this screen. #fresh face, no eyebrows. Oh,
your fresh face is completely different from mine. Mine is due to lack of not knowing how to put on makeup.
Maybe I need to, but I don't have eyebrows in real life. So, like, that's my biggest thing is that all these people that go #no makeup, they have eyebrows. I don't have them. And so I tend to color them in to make my face feel more complete.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's
real.
real.
It's really difficult. Like, I just don't know how to. We've talked about this before. I literally just invested in, like, some makeup brushes because I was doing what is it called with my the
trifling?
Eyeshadow with my finger.
It's called trifling.
Well, you know.
I do know. I do. And so one of the greatest things, though, for real, like what I can appreciate is that Alicia Keys a couple years ago started this movement. And if anybody knows Alicia Keys, when she first came out, her skin was unhealthy. She battled with pimples and zits, and then she went through this whole thing. I think she did Proactive, so she was the face of Proactive. And then a couple years ago, she came out and she's been seen all over with no makeup on. So I think one of the time to be alive just kind of is. I'm happy that women are embracing their natural skin, like their faces being makeup free, taking pictures, being out in public without makeup on. And, you know, mind you, people getting beat to the gods and all that is still there. Like, everybody's still here for that. Like, we still love, you know, a great winged out look and, you know, contoured for Jesus. However, how you wake up in the morning is still beautiful. And so I just want to say that although I put my makeup on today in the car out in front of the stew, in the stew, I put my makeup on because I felt too
You felt too naked.
I felt too naked under these bright lights. Like, maybe if these lights.
What did you tell us before we got on the show? You were like, when you had to call who, that you was like, let me put on. So.
I FaceTime. I was sending a video to my mom with the kids, and I was like, ooh, you know what? I look half dead. I
don't know if you really ride for the fresh face.
I am.
I don't feel like it.
I ride for it. I'm a writer for it. I support it.
Like,
however,
right now is this is the no makeup fresh, but this is my look every day. And I'm like, now I got these bags coming, so I'm like, I need to learn how to put on this makeup.
How about you get some sleep? If you stay in Houston for longer than 36 hours, you wouldn't get bags.
You know what? I feel like that was like,
it was judgment.
Like,
I'm judging you. I'm judging you.
I'm not even mad at it because you're probably right. Like, I could probably this bag would go away if I got some sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But I love it too. I thought that she looked really, really. As a person really who doesn't know how to do makeup, it just kind of put a place for it carved a little nook for us that, you know, all faces are beautiful. I think you always look great.
Thank you.
And I think that people who really do, I don't think you put on a whole lot of makeup at all, but there are people that go to the, you know, like,
Go to the extreme. Yeah. And
yeah, and I like that too. I mean,
like I said, I like both of it, but I do appreciate the fact that we are finally kind of coming around and saying, look, you don't have to go and have $100 worth of MAC makeup on your face to feel beautiful and to feel like you can take a selfie or you feel like you can send a video. I mean, and all jokes aside, 2 to 3 days out of the week at my office, I don't have on any makeup. Like I'm too busy. I ain't got time. I'm sweating underneath my mask. So I tend to only wear it when I actually have a little bit of time. And that just, my time is, and I'm not a morning person, so I'm not waking up to put on a whole face of makeup anymore. So
right.
I'm very glad that the times are changing for us to actually embrace our skin complexions, B, our natural hair movement, and see our faces without makeup. So I'm happy for this. So right on. Look at that. Well, that's not fair. Get her. Get her off the screen. I can't deal. I can't deal. So once again, thank you so much to all of our followers out there. Simone, tell everybody what you're doing and where you'll be. And
everybody, of course, to have a fantastic 4th of July weekend. You guys enjoy yourself. Of course, Facebook at Simone Ellis. You can find me on Instagram at drSimoneEllis.com. Or no, Dr. Simone Ellis, excuse me. And also in my dental practice, Smile Design Studios. So we just had an awesome customer appreciation event where we gave away a trip to Las Vegas. So next month we're giving away a gas grill for the summertime find. So love, if you guys need any dental needs, please check me out. We're located in Missouri City, Texas. And of course, the website is www.sdshouston. And that's pretty much it for me.
Oh, well, thank you, Simone, for Skyping in with us. I really, really appreciate you. We miss you so much physically, but we appreciate you Skyping in. For all of our followers, we will say thank you. And I promise you, I won't stop talking about her when she's not here.
You know, I mean, of course I watch them and I'm like, dang, the reads are so real, but I can't get at my friend because it's so true. So yes,
I read her out of jealousy. I've said it. Like, I'm sitting up in here running around with these kids. Like, I'm not in Vegas, so I'm slightly jealous.
Spokane, Washington. I've never been there before.
Oh, Spokane. Yeah, I'm so hype. I'm so hype. So thanks again to all of our followers. You guys have a wonderful and blessed and safe 4th of July. I am Dr. Chandra Batiste. You can find me on Instagram at hotdoc.com and all the other social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, et cetera, at Chandra Batiste. And of course, at my dental practice, which is Elite Dental Wellness, which is located in Houston. The website is www.houstondentalwellness.com. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you on the flip side.
Bye, guys.